Hello everybody, welcome to another Today in the Workshop video. You can hear me okay. It is pouring outside and the rain's hitting the roof of the workshop and it's pretty noisy, so I'll speak up. This little axe here has quite a story behind it, has quite a personal story behind it. This axe was purchased about 50 years ago up in a Hudson Bay store in Nakina, Ontario. Nakina, Ontario is about as remote a spot as you can get up in the bush there. And myself, my father, my uncle, and my cousin were taking off from a outfitter in Nakina, Ontario, float plane fishing trip, and we were going to fly back in even farther into the bush and spend a week fishing. And we had forgotten to bring an axe. And as y'all know, an axe is a pretty important thing to have in camp. So we went and bought this axe at the Hudson Bay store. And it's a small head. Of course, you know, float planes, you got to be conscious of weight and space to pack things. The head is about, I think, 2.5 pounds, and the head, it's a single bit, but it's interesting. The eye on the axe is actually larger on one end than it is on the other end. And for years, this axe, it had a replacement handle somewhere in its life down at the camp. It's where it's been for years and years. And it always looked odd to me. It always looked like the head was actually on the axe backwards. And I guess there was only one way at the time that we thought we could put that replacement handle in, and that was, you know, the handle tapers. So naturally, we figured that the taper went with the taper of the head. But the head always looked upside down to me. It always looked upside down. Well, recently I learned that on these tapered heads, actually the way you do it is the smaller end of the taper goes down towards the handle end, and the larger end goes up towards the end of the handle, opposite of what you would think. But the idea behind that is when you do fit that handle in there, of course you're going to have a big gap on the top of the axe. But when you put your wedge in, it's going to spread out that handle and fill in all the gaps, and you end up with an extremely tight fit. So I want to rehandle this axe here, and I'm also going to take it a step further and not only just clean up some of this surface rust that is on it, but I want to take it up a step and try to actually polish this head and make it a little nicer than my typical refurbished axes. So that's today's project. The head is not in bad shape. It has some minor surface rust, and it has some sort of mark up here. Luckily, there's not much mushrooming on the head, and the edge is poorly done. But we're going to try to fix all that. I'm going to start by just cleaning off some of this surface rust on here. Little steel wool comes off pretty easy. Now we're going to go these deeper gouges in the top here. I'm gonna try an angle grinder with a flat disc on it and see if I can just kind of blend those out. The next step is going to be, I'm going to try some 220 wet and dry sandpaper. It's cleaning it up pretty good. See, it's cleaning it up. Now we're going to move up to some 320. And now we're going to go to 400. And we're going to go down a couple of more, we're going to go down 800 and then 1600. You get the idea, just keep going a little finer. This is probably overboard for a just refurbishing an axe, but I wanted to kind of polish this one up a little bit. It's kind of a special axe. Well, that's how it turned out. Not perfect, but good enough for this workshop, and it's my workshop, so I'm the quality control. so there you have it. We got her all polished up. I haven't put a final edge on it because I'm still going to be putting a handle on it and a few other things. So I'll leave that for last because I don't want to cut myself. But the next step is going to be putting a handle on it. The handle that I'm going to put on this this little axe that we just polished up, this one right here, is 28 inches in length. It's a hickory handle. And I went through the handles at the hardware store, and this was the best one I could come up with. I don't know if you can see the grain, but the grain's pretty good on it. I think it'll be okay. So I've got to shave this down just a little bit, not much, just needs a little shaving down. Put the head on, put a wedge in there. But before I do that, my plan is to paint just a small part of the handle bright orange with a white stripe. I'm going to leave the end grain exposed and then finish off the rest of it with natural wood. But that project is for another day in the workshop. So until next time, everybody, take care. Thanks for watching. And remember, keep on trucking.